Hey Raghunath, tell everyone about our Patreon community.
Sure, Kastuba. The Wisdom of the Sages Patreon community is an incredible online yoga resource. If you like the type of yoga wisdom and culture we share on the show, then our Patreon community is a great next step. This is a listener-supported podcast, and any level of sponsorship will unlock a wide range of live and archived classes, talks, and even workshops.
Raghunath teaches, I teach, and we have a host of other excellent teachers on topics ranging from yoga philosophy, asana classes, storytelling, Ayurveda, kirtan, cooking, meditation, and a lot more.
We even have an incredible online Bhakti 12-step recovery group.
So if you want to check it out, go to patreon.com/wisdom of the sages.
All right, let's get it on.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Come on!
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center, New York, Kastuba Das. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday without a walk-on Wednesday today. It's a no walking on Wednesday. Good morning, Kastuba. How are you? Kastuba's live in Mayapur.
Doing good.
Yeah, you doing good there? You like taking it easy? You're getting into the groove, the
I
rhythm?
wouldn't say I'm taking it easy, but I am getting into the groove.
He's taking it easy. What do you think, Mayor?
I'm not taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
I swear I'm not.
You're easy. You're just like an easy guy, easy going. You're not like,
is that how it appears to you, Raghunath?
yeah, it does. It really does. But it's not a bad thing. It's like,
no, I'm not taking it easy though. It's like every moment there's stuff to do, and I feel like I'm on a roller. I feel like I'm on one of those
treadmills, gerbil treadmills, roller coaster. Come with me.
One day after the
Come
next.
with me. Come for a week in Raghunath's life.
No, yours would be louder and more reckless and all that.
And
sure,
rusty,
but I still feel...
treadmill, running, roller coaster, messy. Anything else you want to share, Mara, about me? Mara just chimed in, messy. Thank you, Mara. How are you doing, Mara? I'm going to get you after the show.
Hey, I had a nice evening, though, last night because it was Govardhan Puja here.
That's right. That's right.
And first, Tara Das, Jivaji life coach, and myself went to the temple, and we all offered lamps to Radha Madhava and the 8 gopis and Lord Nrsingadev. And
okay, isn't this crazy that you were friends with Jivaji when you were like 16 years old? And if a little fairy came and said, someday in the future, you will live in India with this lady.
I know.
How crazy is that?
I've been thinking that exact stuff, Raghunath, believe me.
Yeah.
And then we all jumped on our bikes and rode out to, you had to ride for 20 minutes or so. And there was a nice program, a Govardhan Puja program that Narendra Swami was doing. And, he's someone that's been in my life since the late 80s.
Yeah,
and
me too.
He's my wife's guru.
Mm.
And, it was like I was kind of watching him from afar. I was at a bit of a distance to him, and then at a certain point, he got up and walked over to the area that I was in, and he said hello to me.
Yeah.
There's some people that like he's so deeply spiritual but entirely unpretentious, which is a very beautiful.
He's unpretentious. I really love him.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like he just has to say hello, and and you kind of feel like it's like some kind of pure Suddha Sattvic kind of energy that he has. That it's just like, oh, it's just like, you're a much better person than me, and I feel okay about that. I'm just happy that you know me and that you like me.
Yeah,
because you're the real thing, and
it's nice to have people like that in our life that know us or like we can relate to. I have this similar realization, like sometimes there's gurus
I was thinking about gurus who have children, like they're, not swamis, they're grihastas, gurus, and they have children, and their
Okay.
children didn't necessarily be, they might be smart, and they might be similar to the father who became a guru. But they something went off somewhere down the line where they just never sort of opted into their spiritual path per se.
They're an individual.
They're individuals, yeah. And just because you were born into a family of devotees doesn't mean you'll become a devotee necessarily. And I was thinking, well, what is the difference? Because, a lot of times we're very similar to our father when we're like, if my father was my age, we'd maybe have a lot of traits or similar intelligence or something. And I was thinking, you know what? It's that Prabhupada claimed this person. Prabhupada claimed this person as his own. You're with me now. And there's a lot of us. Oh, I got into bhakti, and a lot of it is we've been claimed by certain devotees. They've claimed us. They've nurtured us. They've cared for us, and they've transformed our life.
First, they marked you.
You are marked. You're marked, right? That's what Prabhupada's guru said to him, right? I've marked you.
Well, I think,
right?
Yeah.
At Radhakund, he said that to Prabhupada. I've marked you.
I think it was before.
You are a good listener. You are a good listener.
I've marked him, right? He likes to hear. I've marked him. Yeah, maybe it was at Radhakund. You may be right. Yeah, it was at Radhakund because everyone else had gone to Sheshashayi, right? Like he was there on a yatra where there were lots of people gathered with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, and there was one day they all went off to see some particular holy place, but Srila Prabhupada, as a young man, said, no, I'm not going to go with all of them. I'm going to stay right here and hear from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He said he likes to hear. I've marked him. Marked. I remember I got marked.
You got marked? You are obviously, you've been around for a while. You've been marked. And I feel like.
But early on, I got marked because I remember once that my guru was speaking at the Greenwich Village Center, the tiny little center there in Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
And so I had seen him 6 months earlier. I shared that story on the show where he came into that little program at John Joseph's place, and there's just a few of us there. And from that, I walked out there saying, "Oh my God, this is it! I got to get into this. That's it." And then I just started. I was reading Prabhupada's books every day. I was chanting, and by reading Prabhupada's books, I began to adopt some of Srila Prabhupada's language and his what's the word I'm looking for? Cliches isn't the word that I'm looking for, but the way that he expresses things.
Sure. You nonsense rascal, stuff like that.
You
started walking around saying rascal a lot. Your regular friends are like, what are you talking about?
Mundane wrangler.
You wrangler? I've never ever used the word wrangler except for jeans. Until I met Prabhupada.
But so then he was given a talk. He was given 3 talks a week at that Greenwich Village Center in the summer of '87. And in one class, he said something that was kind of straight out of Prabhupada's book, straight out of the books that I was reading, like The Science of Self-Discovery, whatever, where he said, what do you call a person who doesn't know who they are, or something like that? And he was looking for someone to say, and I said, a madman. Because that's what Srila Prabhupada says, right? If someone doesn't know who they are, then we call that person a madman, and that's what we all are. We don't know who we are. And so I said madman, and I could just see he went like zoop. He marked me like because he knew that because I answered with that particular word, I was reading.
You've been reading books.
He marked me. I felt it.
Yeah, and it's like it really, if anybody's here listening to this podcast, they've been tagged, they've been claimed, they've been marked by the guru. And when we say guru, we don't mean one solitary figure holding a cane. We mean the Guru Varga, the family of gurus, where Krishna is working through people in our lives to not claim us, reclaim us. We're already Krishnas. We're just like in so much Maya. We're in so much illusion. We're thinking, no, I have this whole separate identity. No, spirit, divine spirit, universal father, whatever you want to call it, the universe is reclaiming us and bringing us back to God. And some of us have been listening to this podcast a long time. Some of us have been into bhakti for even a longer time. Some of us are brand new to this. We're being marked and we're being claimed by Krishna. And to the degree that we step into that, we are reciprocating with that love. It's quite exciting because there could be, imagine the materialistic Kostuba, like who never got claimed, just walking around New York, listening to Woody Allen movies.
Kind of like that puppy in the
in the
that
window.
never gets the one that never gets claimed.
Unloved. Well, no, Karuna says, no, I never met Srila Prabhupada. I meant reading Prabhupada's books. That's what I meant. I never met Prabhupada. But anyway, that's my realization. So that gurus have actually gone out of their way to take us, to claim us. We like to think it's our own doing, you know, and it partially is, but there's also a claiming of us. Isn't that a nice? Don't you appreciate my deep realization? Basically, that's what I'm asking. Give me some validation for my realization.
Love it.
Okay, good. Oh, Prabhu. Anyway,
I think it might be time for the announcements from Mara.
The goodie announcements.
Yeah.
We have Bhakti Recovery Group meetings today at 1 and 9:30 p.m. And then Sunday, we have Urban Devi through the Bhakti Center at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. To join, you can go to the Bhakti Center website.
Oh, and it's confirmed for Sunday. We got Yogi True, who's got a new book out about mental hygiene.
It's great. You know what? Yogis use this word hygiene. In America, use hygiene to like brush your teeth, right? Yeah. But mental hygiene is like a yogic phrase, which I always love. Like, yeah, brush your mind, man.
Clean it up.
Clean out your dirty old mind. And it's when you hear things like that, it makes you realize, yeah, that's right. The mind, because we never talk about the mind being dirty. We talk about, you know, our body's dirty. Use deodorant, man, or use some antiperspirant. Is that the word? Antiperspirant? Yeah. Use spray on that arid extra dry. But there's a mental deodorant we need. Actually, deodorant, I guess, covers the stink. We don't want to cover the stink.
No. Antiperspirant just stops you from sweating.
Oh, there's a difference.
And deodorant kind of like makes you smell better.
Perfumes you. So well, can you use both of them? What do you need both of them?
Raghunath, I'm not going to give you a hygiene lesson on the show.
Maybe I can ask Yogi True about regular hygiene.
Maybe we should get someone else in here.
Should I floss more?
Maybe we should get your gym teacher in here. And,
isn't it interesting that no one ever floss? Flossing's new. Toothbrushes are new. Isn't that interesting? It's a new invention, toothbrushes.
All right, we're squirreling out of control at this point. I said mental hygiene, and you took this down a whole nother thing. Let's bring it back. Let's get into our nugget. How about that? Are you okay?
You know what I've noticed? And I want people to take note of this. And maybe it'll happen today. But I was going to say it yesterday. Every time I do Narayanam Namaskritya, every time I hiccup. I don't know why. There's a hiccup. Listen to the entire thing and notice that I will hiccup at least once. That's all I'm saying. Okay. What's the nugget, Sarah? Let's see. Okay. Mara's got it right on the board for me. A good disposition. Oh, I like
who's it from? Who's it from?
This is from Nugget Master Ovid.
Do you know Ovid is?
You know you've done good in this world when you just get one name.
Ovid. Well, his full name is
Madonna. Batman. Ovid.
Batman? That's a title. That's a position. It's not a name.
Batman is a position?
Yeah. He was the Batman, but his real name is Publius Ovidius Naso, but he's known in English simply as Ovid. Not COVID. Ovid.
Not COVID. I love COVID. I mean,
he was a Roman poet who lived during the reign of Augustus. He was a younger contemporary of Virgil and Horace, both.
And Horace?
With whom he is often ranked as one of the three canonical poets of Latin literature. Ovid.
Ovid, all right. He's a Roman.
You like this one?
Yeah, I like it because I say it in my own language a lot.
Oh, so like you and he were on the same page.
I got a feeling Ovid would like me. if he knew me.
As a matter of fact, like you're right up there with Virgil and Horace.
I'm not saying it, but if I say the things he says, that means we probably would have been friends in high school. Okay, ready? A good disposition is a virtue in itself. A good disposition is a virtue in itself.
Just the disposition itself is a virtue.
Just the disposition. A good disposition is a virtue in itself, and it is lasting. The burden of the years cannot depress it, right? We get over the years, it's a burden, right? Yeah. Just to be alive. And love that is founded on it endures to the end.
Good disposition.
You know what I say? Similar. Enthusiasm is everything.
Oh, an enthusiastic disposition.
Well, a good disposition. Good disposition.
Okay, but the enthusiastic is one type of disposition.
Sure. But you can sort of like stretch out enthusiasm to mean a good attitude, excited about life, inspired.
Yes.
So I would say enthusiasm is everything is a modern way of saying exactly what Ovid is saying. A good disposition is a virtue in itself. To be enthusiastic in the workplace, enthusiasm. In the relationships with your spouse, with your kids, enthusiasm. And in spiritual life, utsaha nishchayat daryat, right? We need enthusiasm to move forward in bhakti.
That's all about disposition.
Yeah.
That verse. Yeah. Okay, Raghunath, I like it. I think he's taking a good disposition and he's analyzing it within the context of time, right? The burden of the years cannot depress it.
Right.
In other words, if I got my disposition set straight, then the time is going to come and do all kind of things to my world. It's going to make my body grow old, likely make it get some aches and pains, some sickness. It's going to take away people that are dear to me, possessions that are dear to me, positions that are dear to me. It's going to have me up one day and down the next. But if I can, and this is what we call samatvam, what the yogis called samatvam, right? I have an even-minded disposition. Time won't be able to depress it. Time, if you're vulnerable to time in the sense that obviously externally we're very vulnerable, we're all very vulnerable to time. But if your internal disposition is regulated, right, set right, and you keep that even mind through all of it, that's a virtue in itself. And then he goes on to go a little bit more esoteric with it, right? And love that is founded on that type of disposition, not the disposition I want to enjoy. I want this, I want that, I don't want this, and I don't want that because then I won't be happy. No. When you have love that's based on that kind of detached disposition, then that love is real. It actually endures. It's not bound by time, right? It's not bound by circumstance.
Sure. And when it's applied in bhakti, it's almost like a necessity. When it's applied in bhakti, you inspire so many. When it's applied in the material world, it's a great thing. But when you can inspire many in their own bhakti, in their spiritual pursuits, in their actual joy. Merit, do I have a good disposition?
Yes.
Sometimes, Prabhu.
Come on, I have a pretty good disposition.
Well, I'll tell you something, Raghunath.
Wait, let me ask you a question, Kastuba. Yeah. What if you have a bad disposition? What if you get into bhakti, but I've always had a bad attitude, a bad disposition? Can disposition change, or is it your karma? Is it your karma?
No. Well, it is your karma, but you can. But bhakti can destroy karma. That's
like see those dogs with a curly tail, and you try to straighten that tail or hang a weight on the tail. If once you cut that weight off,
what are you doing?
Curls.
So
is my disposition like the curly tail of a dog? No matter how much I try to change it, can it go back? Can I change my disposition? That's my question today.
You can, Raghunath, because there's this cycle, and you just have to break the cycle, right? We've spoken about this on the show before, that we say that, or the yogis say that suffering is based on ignorance. Ignorance is where it begins. And from ignorance, there's a seed of desire because I identify with my body. That's ignorance, right?
Yeah.
this is me, I am this body. What will make me happy is when my senses are enjoying that. Now there's a seed of desire that's called bijam.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh, I'm going to go out and get it. Let me operate in this world as if I'm the center of it, get something to plug into my senses to enjoy. And that's called papam, right? Now we've done something in this world that's going to bring a reaction back at us. Likely with whatever material enjoyment there's some kind of suffering that comes with it. And then that manifests as bad karma as either first as aprarabdha karma, right? Unmanifested. Yeah, it's sitting there like a seed. You got tons of them sitting there waiting to pop up at any time. From
Isn't that weird? We have seeds within us that are ready to pop, ready to sprout. Yeah. It could be sort of like a beautiful seed of a mango tree. It could be a seed of like a datura plant, like a poisonous plant. Datura, like that.
But Batura roti. And then you have prarabdha karma, which is the bad karma that's already manifested.
Yeah, just like what was I saying yesterday? I've got some, just like I have a little waddle on my neck. You ever notice that?
Okay,
look at me sideways. That's
like
a
result of your
that's prarabdha karma,
bad actions. Right?
Yeah, some people as they get older, they don't have that. I do. And that's the bad karma. I have that little waddle.
Okay, but perhaps more concerning is that the next stage is that not only do you have that unmanifest and then manifest reactions, but also part of the cycle is you develop a certain disposition to kind of act that way again. Your mind gets shaped to stay that way, to continue that way. And then you're back up to the seed of desire and you're going around that circle. Bijam, papam, prarabdha and aprarabdha karma, kutam, the disposition to act like that again, the disposition. So you're asking me, is it karma? Yeah, it is karma, but we can begin to, with ignorance was the cause of all of this cycle. Knowledge can be the cause of breaking the cycle.
I was asking that question sort of like as a dialectic to go back and forth. I believe that people, as they get into bhakti, they actually change, especially if they want to change. They can actually change. They can take a bad attitude. They can turn that frown upside down because, first of all, they're relieved from the pain of the material existence. It eliminates distress, not all distress, but a lot of distress that we've been carrying around. And I've just tangibly seen people's attitudes change. Of
course.
I bet I want to talk to Jamie Step Dojo. I bet Jamie Step Dojo. I bet he had a bad attitude. He's got a great attitude. He's one of our regular Zoomers. I don't know if he's on today. Is Jamie Step Dojo on the show? Let's unmute this guy if he is. Where is he?
Is he here?
Jamie Step Dojo, are you driving? We're going to unmute you.
Where is he?
He's here.
Asked to unmute. Okay. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey,
okay, Jamie Step Dojo. He works for the city. I like him because he works with big tractors, excavators. He's from the Boston area, was a hardcore guy. Let me ask you a question. Did you have a bad attitude before you became a devotee?
Terrible.
I was right.
As a matter of fact, debatably, still working on it, but no compass. Just no idea how cynical I really was.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So with that no compass, like being cynical, being sarcastic, being rude, culture sort of rewards that. Culture says, yeah, that's cool. It's funny. It's cool. He's cruel. We have like heroes on television that are cynical and rude. But I can see, because you grew up in that Boston-y hardcore thing, I could see how that is like an archetype of a being. And I was like, I bet he was that person, but you're not like that anymore. What happened?
It was association with devotees. Honestly, it really was. I was very fringy for a long time, and then I decided to commit to the retreat, and one weekend of association with devotees just completely blew my mind and transformed everything.
You know what? That is the greatest like honor you could give Super Soul Farm. I remember the day you came to that retreat, and you got to understand, Jamie Step Dojo, He drives excavators and bulldozers. He moves earth for a living. Okay. He came to the farm. Here's this big guy. He comes to the farm. He's like, hey, I'm a little freaked out right now. I've never been to one of these yoga retreats. I don't know what I'm getting into. You know, we had like a man-to-man exchange here about what he's about to experience. And it is powerful. The association of devotees who have an internal compass of what is good and what is bad and what is light and what is dark and what is truth and what is illusion. Then all of a sudden you're like, no, I don't want illusion, darkness, untruth any longer. Jamie Step Dojo, we're proud of you. Keep both hands on the wheel. Thank you. That was incredible, huh?
Beautiful.
It works. It's transformational. All right, let's get into the Bhagavatam. Let's see if I can not hiccup. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tatojayam madirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan. Unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshu badreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati tamashloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. I did it. It's not a hiccup, it's a burp. Om Gyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with a torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Okay. Everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat. Is he going to do it? And I've realized as I was doing it, it's not a hiccup. It's a little tiny, unoffensive, quiet, internal burp. Okay. Nothing Ready? From you. Nothing from you. No comment.
No. We're moving on.
All right, sir. Go. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, text
42?
40.
40?
40. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lord. So this is prayers being offered, right, to the Lord.
You know what's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here, Roman, in this verse.
I was just telling what's going on, but you tell me what's going on.
No, you tell.
Well, I was, but it's okay. You tell.
Well, I'm not going to now.
No, I'm not. I'm like, so what's going on now here? He goes, you know what's... It's okay. You control. No, you control it.
No, I don't want to control it.
How you like it.
Only if you ask nicely. Then I'll do it.
Please, Prabhu. Educate me.
So what's going on here is the Devas now, the demigods, these people who are, they're good people, they're incredibly historically dharmic and religious, but they're not fully evolved. Mm-mm. Their disposition is not fully involved, right? They have a disposition that's a mixed disposition, a disposition towards, on one hand, being good, religious, devotees of Lord Vishnu, and then there's mixed into that disposition is the idea of like, I want to rule and control and be the big shot.
Yeah, I want to be happy too, right? They come
stuff of this world. And
they come to the Lord when they're in pain, when the demons are right.
Well, that's what's happening.
Help us out.
Yeah. So now Vritrasura is manifested. He's like this massive, terrifying creature, and they've thrown all their weapons at him, and he just swallowed them up. It was like nothing. And they're like, oh, time to turn to Lord Vishnu. Mm-hmm. And they're offering the prayers, and in this prayer that we're reading right now, they're kind of they're listing all the different ways that Krishna appears, because Krishna's got this reputation. When my devotees need me, I come, and I've been doing it over the ages in so many different ways and forms. And it's kind of like, hey, you're the person, we love you, and you're the person that came in this form to help this devotee when they needed you, and you came in that form to help this other person when they needed you. And hey, you know what? We need you right now. So maybe you could show up and help us with this massively terrifying demonic creature that we can't overcome.
Sure.
So here we go.
O Lord, O personified three worlds, Father of the three worlds, O strength of the three worlds,
You know, you're our Father.
in the form of the Vamana incarnation, that was the dwarf incarnation. O three-eyed form of Nishringadev.
Three-eyed.
Three-eyed. Maybe he had a third eye that was open. O most beautiful person within the three worlds. Everything and everyone, including human beings, and even the Daitya demons. The Daityas are they're from the family of Diti, right? So they're called the Daityas.
Yeah.
Even the Daitya demons and the Danavas, they're another demonic
Sounds like a band.
race. Were the Daityas and the Danavas? The Danavas do sound like the Danas,
The Donnas, yeah.
right? They're just an expansion of your energy. Everything's just an expansion of your energy. All these different bodies, all these different races. Oh,
Demons.
supremely powerful one. You have always appeared in your forms as the various incarnations to punish the demons as soon as they become very powerful. You appear
That's what
as
you
Lord.
do.
That's what he does. You appear as Lord Vamanadev, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. You appear sometimes as an animal, like a boar, sometimes a mixed incarnation like Lord Narasingha and Lord Hariagriva, and sometimes as an aquatic like Lord Fish and Lord Tortoise.
Any one of those would be fine right now. Come as a tortoise.
We'll take
Come as a
tortoise,
fish.
avatar,
Lion,
boars,
three-eyed.
all welcome here. We
Yeah.
are in trouble. There is a big monster about to consume
Come up
us.
with a new one.
Come
Whatever
up with
you
a new one. Come up with Lord Rabbit. If the Lord is unlimited, there must be a Lord Rabbit, right?
It must be.
There must be Lord Rabbit, Lord Antelope.
Anyone would do right now for them.
Anyone would do. Lord Ant. Imagine Lord Ant.
Keep going right now.
Oh,
Keep
Lord
going.
Ant. You
Assuming
gotta,
such-
Lord Ant loves sweets.
Okay, keep going here. Robert.
Okay.
Keep going.
You
Assuming
have-
such various forms.
Oh. Did I ever tell
Oh,
you
that's-
this time? Can I got a funny squirrel for you.
All right.
All right. We were at Vashista's cave one year. I took a group there. It's right on the bank of the Ganga. It's this beautiful ashram. Some of you guys have been to India with me. We go here. It's a beautiful ashram with a cave with Lord Shiva in it. And the old Acharya, who's not alive any longer, I remember him welcoming me and my students into the ashram. We went into the ashram and he's like, he barely spoke English, but he basically said, I have a gift for you. And he went to the altar and he had these massive Coke bottle glasses on. Like you could tell the guy was practically blind. And he just offered me, and all my students were around like, what's going to happen? What are you going to get? Are you going to get some jewels? Or are you going to get some? And he offered me a box and he opened the box and there was all these sweet balls and they were covered in ants, big, giant black ants, but he couldn't see them. So he just reached in and handed me a sweet ball with like 3 ants on it. And I was like, oh God, what do I do? Do I offend this great soul and not eat it? And all the students, and he started handing them to all the students and they all had ants.
Gently brush off the ant and eat it, Raghunath.
That's what I said. Just eat it. Just brush off the ant and eat it. This is a great fortune we're getting right now. He's giving us Mahaprasad on the banks of the Ganga. Okay.
That was a test.
That was my test. I felt I passed. I think Lori might have been with me for that one. Okay.
Assuming such various forms.
Assuming such various forms, you have always punished the demons and the Danavas. We therefore pray that your lordship appear today as another incarnation, if you so desire, to kill this great demon, Vritrasura. Please come. Please come and kill these bad guys. O Supreme Protector, O Grandfather, O Supreme Pure, O Lord, we are all surrendered souls at your lotus feet. Indeed, our minds are bound to your lotus feet in meditation by the chains of love. They're like really appealing. Look, we're into you. Now, please manifest your incarnation accepting us as your own.
This is the mixed thing, right?
Yeah, it's mixed. Like, oh yeah, we love you.
Now please do this for us.
Please
We
do this
love
for us
you.
because we love you so much.
Yeah.
It's like the old mom, I'm going to clean the kitchen, but can I borrow the car and $5? It's like, I love you, mom. But now please manifest your incarnation, accepting us as your own eternal servants and devotees. Be pleased with us and by sympathetic towards us.
Yeah.
By your love-filled glance with its cool and pleasing smile of sympathy, and by the sweet nectarian words emanating from your beautiful face. Free us from the anxiety caused by Vritrasura, who's always pains the cores of our hearts. So they really know how to ask a question. They really know how to ask for what they want. They've framed it out. Oh, you're so wonderful. You're so great. You're so powerful. We're dedicated to you. Please give us this.
Now I'm telling you something, Rhoda.
Tell me. Please tell
The
me.
demons, they're saying we're full of anxiety.
Mhm.
Help us. Help us. Help us. Please. Enough. You know, we love you. We're your devotees. Help us. We're in anxiety. Please relieve us of this anxiety by taking care of our problem. That's one reason why people approach God, right? I'm in anxiety. I'm suffering. Please help me. Now, their anxiety-full mentality is kind of it's going to be contrasted to Vritrasura, who's going to get killed, and he knows he's going to get killed. Vritrasura is going to be like, I'm about to die on the battlefield, right? I'm about to go down. But Vritrasura is not going to say, he's not going to be in any anxiety. Zero. No anxiety. That's not his mentality. Now, so the demigods with their mixed devotion, they're in anxiety. The demon with the pure devotion has no anxiety. And you know who else has no anxiety? Krishna. Vishnu. No anxiety. And they're going to speak to that in this next text.
Okay. Oh, Lord, as the small sparks of fire cannot possibly perform the actions of the entire fire, we sparks of your lordship cannot inform you of the necessities of our lives. You are the complete whole. Therefore, of what do we need to inform you?
In other words, we can't.
We're going to do it anyway.
You already know.
You already know this.
But we're going to remind you.
We're going to tell you. We're going to tell you anyway. You know everything because you are the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, the maintainer and the annihilator of the entire universal creation, and you always engage in your pastimes with your spiritual and material energies. For you are the controller of all these varied energies. They're pretty learned, these demigods, you know?
Definitely.
To come out with a prayer like this, they're very learned. You exist within all living entities, within the cosmic manifestation, and also beyond them. You exist internally as Parabrahman and externally as the ingredients of material creation. Therefore, although manifested in various stages at different times and places and in various bodies, you, the personality of Godhead, are the original cause of all causes. Indeed, you are the original element. You are the witness of all activities, but because you are as great as the sky, you are never touched by any of them.
This is real interesting.
Nice analogy, huh?
Yeah.
You're the witness of all activities, but because you are as great as the sky, you're sort of like, you're up above it.
They're kind of like, sometimes when you're deep in anxiety, you look at someone that's not in your position, particularly like if it's because you made some bad choices.
Yeah.
And then you look at the person that did make those bad choices and you see, look how free they are. They're not experiencing what I'm experiencing.
Oh yeah,
I am going through it because of my decisions, and they never made those bad decisions. And look, they're free. They're not bound by their past activities. They're aloof. They're free. I wish I was like them. The Devas are looking at Lord Vishnu and saying, you know what, you're saying they're learned, right? It's a fact. Like, they have this deep understanding regarding how action binds one, right? How karma works. They've risen to this position by manipulating karma, by practicing good karma. They know how our actions create reactions, and they know that the reason why they're in so much anxiety right now is tied to their own actions, their own decisions of the past. They know it. And they're looking at Lord Vishnu and they're saying, we get caught up in this world, and we get these reactions that come back. That's the way this world works. We tend to get attached to things. If we get involved in something, we become attached to it in some way. Even if we witness something, we become affected by it. And they're saying you are right in the middle of everything. As a matter of fact, everything is your energy. You're the original cause of everything. Everything that's happening is a manifestation of you and your energy. And yet you're like the sky. Clouds blow through the sky, storms blow through the sky, birds fly through the sky, lightning shoots through the sky, meteors fly across the sky, planets cross the sky, but the sky is unaffected. That stuff just comes and goes, and the sky stays as it is. They're thinking, if only we could be like that, right? One Vritrasura pops up and our whole world is turned upside down and we're full of anxiety. This Lord Vishnu is in the middle of everything, and yet he's entirely aloof. We've got this disposition, right, that's prone to anxiety. Because our disposition is to enjoy, it means we also have the disposition of anxiety that comes with it. There's always the loss of what we've gained, and they're seeing that Krishna doesn't have that. This is what the pure devotee, if we're talking about disposition, we could call it like an evolved disposition. They realize that our disposition isn't fully evolved, right? It's somewhat evolved. We're not against Lord Vishnu. We just want Lord Vishnu to help us kind of be little mini Lord Vishnus.
Sure.
It's not a fully evolved. It's a one step evolved. They got to come to the next step of evolution, which is attachment, and finally the stage of evolution called divine love.
What's beautiful, Mr. K, is we're such broken cans with a lousy track history, with a lousy track record. We're just like dented, dark, dismal. We've living in the gutter for years, and then we stumble upon bhakti, and it's like, here is a lifeline out of hell. We can help you here. And we grab onto that lifeline, and that lifts us up. Now, the interesting thing is, and I'm reading this right now because I'm reading Jaiva Dharma, Vedic culture, Sanatan Dharma, it's so much of it is filled with just counteracting bad karma, is just, dealing with malefic planets. When you die, you'll go to heavenly places. Yeah, your situation is not good financially. You have a bad husband or a bad wife, don't have, children that you wanted. Here, we can help that. Here's some mantras to chant. Here's some pujas you can do. Here's some, sacrifices. Here's some charity. You can feed living entities. You can, marry a tree. So many different rituals within, quote, Hinduism, just to get up a notch in the celestial world, which is still material.
Right.
And so people get lost in that. And Indians can get lost, especially Indians, because they know of it. We don't know anything. We don't know anything over here. And so for us, it's like, get me the hell out of my hell. Get me the hell out of my personal hell. I've created personal hell. I've lived in hell. I was born from hell. And throw me a lifeline. Give me Krishna Bhakti. Give me a gulab jamun offered to Krishna. Help, And so it transforms us. But if you're born into the Vedic culture, it's very, very confusing, because on paper, when I say on paper, I mean sort of it all sort of looks the same. Robe, sorry. Dot on your forehead or T-lock, right? It all looks the same. A worship, offering incense, offering lamps. It all sort of seems the same. It's not. Bhakti is different. It's not of this world. And so even if you know lots of parts of the Vedic culture, you can still be lost in this world of climbing higher to make life easier, more comfortable, more lubricated. And that's what the demigods are. They have their positions. They're proud of their positions. They like their positions. And now they're feeling some pain, and they're actually leaning into God.
It's more evolution to take place.
Yeah.
They're at one stage of evolution. They got to go further.
And this is the potency of Bhagavad Gita. It comes right out of the gate saying, this is not the highest stuff. There's Vedic teachings, these flowery words of the Vedas. You're going to get some good result, and you're going to go back down. Trust me on this. It's just like a wheel. It's a cycle. you got to transcend all this stuff. And Krishna, that's the whole gist of the Gita.
Big wheel keep on turning, Raghu.
Big wheel keep on rolling, rolling. Proud Mary keep on rolling, rolling. We're so dented. So dented, man.
Why don't you finish this verse up?
Where are we, Mara? Mary, you're like a human bookmark.
You are the witness of all activities, but because you're as great as the sky, you're never touched by any of them.
You are the witness of everything as Parabrahman and Paramatma. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, nothing is unknown to you.
You know we're suffering. You know we're in anxiety. Help.
Yeah, sometimes I pray like that. I was like, I don't even have to pray to you, Krishna. You know exactly what I want. You ever get like that? Like, I'm not going to pray. You know what I want.
Just glorify.
Just glorify. I think it just goes to that. You're going to work it out. You're going to untie this knot. I don't have to say, please untie this knot. Yeah. Sometimes I'm confused. When people are dying or something, do I say, oh, make him live? No, maybe Krishna wants him dead for a better reason. You ever pray like that? Like, I can't pray for them to live. That could be selfish. I could be lonely and want him to live. Maybe Krishna wants to take this person for a better thing. Maybe he needs a new body. Maybe he needs a new body because this body doesn't have the facility for their spiritual life. I get stuck praying now. I get stuck. You know what I'm saying? Because Krishna's got a plan. He knows my real desires.
You're evolving.
Thank you, Master. Because Stupa's opened my third eye today.
Very good, Raghu. You're evolving.
Bloop.
Try to evolve a bit more. Still a long way to go.
Don't say that in front of my disciple. She thinks I'm very evolved.
Okay, text 43.
Text 43. Dear Lord, you are omniscient, and therefore you know very well why we have taken shelter at your lotus feet, which provides shade that gives relief from all material disturbances.
They're saying what you're saying. You know the deal. You know what we're thinking. You know why we're here. You know why we're praying.
Right. Since you are the supreme spiritual master and you know everything, we have sought shelter of your lotus feet for instruction. Please give us relief by counteracting our present distress.
Help.
Your lotus feet are the only shelter for a fully surrendered devotee and are the only means for subduing all the tribulations of this material world.
Okay.
That's an important statement. Your lotus feet are the only shelter for a fully surrendered devotee and are the only means for subduing all the tribulations of the material world. That's the only way.
It's like a leaf, the only way that it's going to be vibrant, nourished, alive, if it's connected to the root of the tree. It's the only way.
That's why this information is so important.
Yeah.
That is the way it's going to mitigate the pain of material existence. Okay. Because even if we get into a painful situation, it can be mitigated by the changing of our consciousness. Just like people, just the converse is true. You can have everything in your life. Everything can be moving perfectly, unwrinkled, a perfect life. You're successful. You have a beautiful partner. You have loving children, but you could be miserable inside because you feel so disconnected. You could feel pointless. So yes.
Yeah. You know, Karuna is saying here that she's saying how her father, how he teaches her how to pray.
Oh, what does she say? My dad says, whenever you pray, always add this phrase, Krishna, if it is your desire.
Okay.
Then Krishna will decide whether your request when you pray is right or not. Right to do or not. That is great. That's so from a 10-year-old Karuna from Lebanon.
And maybe
Krishna,
like,
if you so desire, may I go, on vacation.
Italy.
May I go to Italy? She'll pray like that. If you so desire.
If you so desire. Otherwise,
you so desire.
That's getting trained up from early on like that.
For many lifetimes, Karuna. Many lifetimes you and I have passed. I can remember them all. Okay. Text 44. Right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Controller, O Lord Krishna, please annihilate this dangerous demon Vritrasura.
Oh, now it all comes out, right? It
Now
was all-
this is okay. Here's what you want for Christmas. Here's
annihilate my enemies.
Tvasta's son. I'm one of those people. I'm just like this too. You know, I'll be like, Mara's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm happy with anything. I'm totally not happy with anything. I was like, you better dig deep into my subconscious and find exactly what I want. Because if you give me what I don't want, there's going to be hell to pay on Christmas morning.
No. You're not like that. Okay, text 44. Read it again.
I am. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Controller, O Lord Krishna, please annihilate this dangerous demon, Vritrasura, Tvasta's son, who has already swallowed all our weapons, our paraphernalia for fighting, and all of our strength and influence. Let's get him. O Lord, O Supreme Pure.
Hold it. Let's hold it right
We're
there.
doing a lot of
Let's read
verses today. This is pretty good.
Let's read a little from this commentary here. We can end with this. Prabhupada writes, the four classes of neophyte devotees who approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Neophyte, these are beginner devotees, not fully
Oh,
evolved.
wait. Let me see if Mara gets these. Don't look. Look up. Mara, what do you know?
It's
the
not gonna,
pious.
It's not.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
it doesn't say.
well, they are pious.
Pious.
Four
The
types of pious.
inquisitive.
Four types of pious.
The inquisitive. Those in distress. The Gyanis. And those seeking wealth. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Good job,
good.
Mara. Good job.
Okay.
She's hard to stump now.
Yeah, she's good.
She's very
So the
learning.
four classes of neophyte devotees who approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead to offer devotional service because of material motives are not pure devotees. But the advantage for such materialistic devotees is that they sometimes give up their material desires and become pure. When the demigods are utterly helpless, they approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in grief, with tears in their eyes, praying to the Lord, and thus they become almost pure devotees, free from material desires. Admitting that they have forgotten pure devotional service because of extensive material opportunities, they fully surrender to the Lord, leaving to his consideration whether to maintain them or annihilate them. Very interesting. Such surrender is necessary. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Mara bhi, Rakabhi, Yo Icha Tohara. O Lord, I fully surrender unto your lotus feet now as you desire. This is just like Karuna's praying. Now as you desire. You may protect me or annihilate me. You have the full right to do either. That's the evolved disposition, right? That's the manifestation of the fully evolved disposition. Is that ultimately, God, I'm in your hands. You're loving, you're kind, you know what's best. I have a heart full of desires, but I want what you want. Even if it means this demon swallows me up, then allow me to be swallowed up. I'm in your hands entirely. There we go.
That is nice. That is nice. You are nice.
No,
You're a nice person, Kastuba.
Thank you. You too, Ragnar. Mara, you're a nice person.
Thanks.
Mara's
Christina.
very
Nicer than the two of us.
She is a very nice person.
Would you like some nice takeaways today?
Yeah.
Let our hearts be claimed and transformed by Guru.
That's nice.
Okay.
In material and spiritual life, we need enthusiasm.
Also nice.
Break your negative cycle and uplift your disposition.
That would be nice.
Nicey nice.
Ignorance causes the negative cycle. Knowledge breaks it.
Break it. Nice.
One weekend of association with devotees can recalibrate your compass.
Jamie Step
Jamie
Dojo.
Step Dojo.
He's becoming nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
You know what he said
He's
to me on the
nice.
phone the other day? He's like, if I would have believed 5 years ago I would be saying this stuff, I'd punch myself in the face. He's become nice. He said, if I heard myself saying the things I'm saying today, I'd punch myself in the face.
Krishna is like the sky, unaffected by clouds, comet, or weather.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. You know who else is really nice? Vegan trucker.
Vegan
Shauna
truckers.
Garishi Das. That guy, he came over I was like, when he came over the other day. And he made some simply wonderfuls to offer to the deities. And I was just like, you know what? This
nice.
guy, I don't know what he was, but he's very nice.
He's nice.
He's a big, nice guy. Okay.
Don't ask Krishna for things, just glorify him.
That's it.
Clarify him.
Krishna's lotus feet is the only way.
Oh, okay, a little
And-
fanatic. there.
Krishna's lotus
Okay.
feet is the only way.
It is, because just like a leaf, the only way is it's connected to the root. It's not. That's not sectarian. That's just biology.
And
Biology.
get me the hell out of my hell.
Get me the hell out of my hell. Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah, really. Material world's a crazy hellish place. Get me the hell out of my hell. Give me the magic snow globe of Krishna consciousness. If I can go in this world. That's what it is, right? We're almost creating a snow globe. Sometimes you go to places like crazy places. Mumbai. Crazy place, Mumbai. Then you go to the temple in Mumbai. It's like you're in a snow globe of the spiritual world, right? You walk in that
Bubble.
Chowpatty temple or the Juhu temple, and you're just like, it's a snow globe of joy, of love. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Thanks, Kostuba and Mara. Thanks for all the Zoomers. You want to be a Zoomer? Email Mara, wisdomofthesages108@gmail.com. She will give you the codes to enter into that place. Remember to check out wisdomofthesages.com. You can check out our retreat we're doing in India, 2 weeks in India. And a lot of people are staying on and going to Mayapur. They're going to the Flower Festival and jump onto Mayapur.
Too late.
It's too late or it's not too late?
Not too late.
It's not too late. It's getting late. It's getting late because that thing is filling up. And if you want to go to escape the winters, it's a good time to do it. Escape the
Yeah, we got
winter.
Anth-
Come to
We got
Mayapur.
Anthony M from Strong Island here today, Ragnar.
I saw him. Anthony M was here.